What's up and welcome back to the Mega Cave. Today we're talking about what's going to happen next in Chapter 47 of the Dragon Ball Super manga. Now, due to some of the events in Chapter 46, this may be the start of the downturn of this arc. Now, it's been pretty decent and consistent quality. The art is on point. The story is really riveting. The villain is freaking badass, to say the least. Now, he made flies, or less than flies, of Goku and Vegeta, but there were a couple of contrivances in that last chapter, which I hope doesn't lead to a downward spiral in terms of the storytelling of this arc. But we're going to go into how that may play a part in Chapter 47, which characters may play a part in this arc, how they might be able to stop Moro, and what Moro is going to do in the next chapter and the arc as a whole. So in terms of what Moro's plans are, so it's taken him 3 days to get 3 Dragon Balls. Now, he can sense the population of the Namekians, so he can make his way pretty quickly, I would assume, to each village. Considering how powerful this guy is, he should be able to get to each village with like the snap of his finger, you know? So what is taking him so long to get these Dragon Balls? He can just suck the energy out of the Namekians and then find the Dragon Balls himself. Now, I feel like it should have taken him 1 day to get all 3 of these balls. But speaking of the contrivances I was talking about earlier, with an overpowered villain like Moro, it's really easy to fall into a trap like this to make it easier for the heroes to even stand a chance against Moro. So I think what Toyotaro is doing here is he's saying that, okay, it's taking Moro a long time to get these Dragon Balls, and thus giving Goku and Vegeta time to recuperate and giving Buu or possibly other characters a chance to get to New Namek to confront Moro. And speaking of Goku and Vegeta, they stayed up way too late last night drinking that Moro cocktail, so they're just super hungover and can't even do instantaneous movement still, whatever sense you make of that, thinking of contrivances, so that is taking Goku and Vegeta out of the picture. So what I think this is leading up to is Majin Buu, the lazy ass, getting off of his bed and finally getting involved. Now, it's a question whether or not they will be able to extract the Grand Supreme Kai from Buu. Perhaps they'll go that route, but perhaps Majin Buu knows how to do the Grand Supreme Kai's magic stealing technique, since he is inside Buu. Now, it's hard to say whether or not the candy addict Majin Buu will actually play a big role in Chapter 47 in terms of actually fighting Moro, but I feel like they're going to dedicate the majority of the chapter of trying to extract the Grand Supreme Kai from Buu. Now, as we've seen, Hercule and Bulma were headed to the Galactic Patrol, or trying to get to Buu, and I definitely don't think that the candy addict Majin Buu is going to comply with the Galactic Patrol and just sit still while they try to extract the Grand Supreme Kai. I mean, he's already gone through all of their food stores, so he's probably like, I need more food. No, you cannot, Buu. I hate you, blah, blah, blah. Now, is he gonna try to attack them, or what's gonna happen? Like, maybe he's going to become mad, and then Maris is gonna have to try to jump in, and they're gonna have like a little fight on the freaking Galactic Patrol ship. But I feel that Bulma and Hercule are going to finally show up, and Hercule's going to convince Buu to say, hey, these are actually good guys. Buu, you can do this for me. And so then Buu's going to finally comply, or maybe it's going to turn out that Majin Buu is able to do the Grand Supreme Kai's techniques, or some way, shape, or form of going about that. Now, if Buu does go and fight Moro, can Moro steal Majin Buu's energy? Because he is a magical being, and we've never seen, that I remember, Buu contributing any Genki to the Spirit Bomb or anything like that. Does Buu even have Genki? I mean, he obviously does have regular ki, and he has magic, so will Moro be able to even steal Majin Buu's ki? That is yet to be determined, and there's another character that I'm going to talk about in a second that is somewhat questionable as well, that many people have brought up in the past, but I don't think is very likely. But, you know, Buu is probably the most likely candidate to get involved in this fight. Now, Goku and Vegeta obviously are going to want to get involved, but what are they even going to do? If anything, Goku can use like telepathy or something to get Piccolo there. Now, Piccolo is the most obvious choice of other characters to get involved in this because they're in New Namek. And in the last chapter, chapter 46, we've seen the quote-unquote assimilation, aka Namekian fusion of all the Namekians coming together and fusing. So the most likely candidate for that would be Piccolo. Now, Goku could possibly use telepathy to reach all the way to Piccolo. How Piccolo's gonna get there, who knows? But another thing about that is that all the warrior Namekians already fused together and were killed by Moro. But what is Piccolo really gonna do? I mean, he has regular ki, he has Genki, he's going to lose to Moro, but what he could do is buy more time. He could buy Moro time. But he could buy more time for Majin Buu or the Grand Supreme Kai to get involved to steal Moro's magic. But I've heard many people saying, oh, the hero of this arc is Gohan. And I don't know where they're getting from that from. You know, in every arc of Dragon Ball Super, there's somebody saying, oh, this time Gohan's gonna jump in and be the hero. I think that's extremely unlikely. Many, you know, people have said that in every single arc of Dragon Ball Super, and I think the Tournament of Power was that arc for Gohan to get some cool shine and get some really cool moments, which he did in the anime, and I guess in the manga too, but it was still fairly unsatisfactory. But this time, this Moro arc centered on New Namek is definitely Gohan's time to shine, and it's definitely his time to be a family man and continue being the great Saiyaman. But, okay, another character is Android 17. I've been hearing a lot of people or reading a lot of people's thoughts on Android 17 being involved. Now, the problem with that is that Android 17 has unlimited energy, which means it's an unlimited source of power for Moro, and we know how strong Android 17 is right now. So he would not run out of energy, but Moro would just continue getting more and more powerful. He would just get Moro and Moro powerful. But how much Genki does 17 have? Does he have unlimited Genki? I don't think so. He has unlimited regular ki, but not unlimited Genki. So Android 17 is highly unlikely to be any factor whatsoever in helping. All he would do is make Moro stronger. And I don't think it's likely that Moro would not be able to steal regular ki or Genki from 17 just because he's, you know, just because he's a cyborg, you know what I'm saying? Now, last but not least, we have Beerus getting involved. Now, I'm not counting out Beerus for 100%, but if the chapter 46 was any indication, he does not care about Namek or what's going on with anything over there. Per usual, that is such a common excuse for Beerus to not get involved, is that just he's a lazy ass. He's almost as lazy as, no, he's more lazy than freaking Majin Buu, who's just sits around eating junk food all day. Freaking couch potato, man. But Beerus, I think, would be extremely interesting in getting involved in this, and I think it would be really riveting and awesome for both the depth for Beerus's character and depth for Moro's character, because I'm really wanting some more depth to Moro's character and some motivation for him, because right now he's just a bad guy who wants to get his youth and his full power back, but like, why? Why is he bad? What is his actual motivations here? And I think that Beerus getting involved and them having a past together would really bring some depth to their characters. And because these guys are so old, and I think it would make sense for possibly Moro being a God of Destruction candidate way freaking 15 million years ago, and then Beerus ended up being the candidate, and Moro's just held this freaking grudge against him, because we know that Moro holds a grudge against guys. Granted, he took his magic away. He's holding this massive grudge against the Grand Supreme Kai for 10 million years, man. So what do you guys think of that? I think that would be extremely interesting, but But I think that the last chapter was basically telling us that Beerus is not going to get involved, and who knows if we'll ever even see them again, man. But what do you think? Do you think Piccolo's going to get involved at some point? Android 17, Gohan, or Beerus? Do you think that I'm pretty accurate in saying that next chapter, Boo is going to be the one to step in and kind of hopefully keep the Namekians from complete annihilation? But as always, drop your thought waves down in the comments below as to what you think is going to happen next. As always, subscribe for a power-up if you're not already, and take it easy.